Hello guys, welcome back to C Hash or C Sharp tutorial session 22. In today's session you can learn the abstraction through interface in C Hash and how we can perform multiple inheritance through interfaces. So apart from abstract class, another way to achieve abstraction in C Hash with interfaces. So in the last session you already learned about the abstraction, which is nothing but the hiding the implementation details and showing the functionality to the user. So in the abstract class you already created abstract class with the help of the abstract keyword, and you have created abstract and non-abstract method within the abstract class. After that particular abstract class you have inherited or implemented in the other class, where you need to implement all the unimplemented method from the abstract class. Then you have created an object or instance of the inherited class, and you have used those abstract method or non-abstract method of the abstract class. But so in the inherent interfaces, right, you no need to define the abstract keyword at all. And whenever you are creating the interface, so you need to use the word called interface and simply interface name. And within the interface, you have to just give the method name with return type. So by default, all the method within the interface will be abstract and public in nature, and you cannot give any body to the interface because those are 100% abstract in nature. An interface is a completely abstract class which can only contain abstract method and property with empty body. You cannot create any method where you can give a body in the interface. So interface in C has interface is a C has type definition block which is 100% abstract. All the interface methods by default public and abstract in nature. Like abstract classes, interfaces cannot be used to create any object. So you cannot create an object or instance of the interfaces directly. So what you need to do, you need to implement the interfaces to a class, and then you can create an object or instance for the classes. And whenever you are implementing the interfaces to a classes, you need to implement all the unimplemented method from the interfaces. You cannot ignore a single method. So to access the interface methods, the interface must be implemented by another class. To implement an interface, you need to use the symbol colon, just like the inheritance, just like with inheritance. The body of the interface method is provided by the implement class. A class that implements the interface must implement all the methods declared in the interface. C hash does not support multiple inheritance. A class can only inherit from one base class. So whenever I have covered the inheritance concept, you already see single level inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, right? But C has class does not support the multiple inheritance, where interface can support the multiple inheritance. So however, it can be achieved with interfaces because the class can implement multiple interfaces. To implement multiple interfaces, right, separate them with a comma. Now let's see how we can create interfaces and how we can create implement that interfaces method in the class. Apart from that, how we can create multiple interfaces and how we can use multiple, how we can create multiple inheritance with the help of the interfaces in C hash. So we'll create a simply interface. So why interface is required? Suppose I'm giving a simple example. Okay, suppose say you want to create a card, but definitely you cannot create a card whatever you want to do. So whatever you need to do, you need to follow some protocols rules, right? So say there is a vehicle interfaces created. So what we will be doing in the interfaces, we will be creating the method which will be abstract in nature, and so that whenever any kind of relevant class will be implementing those interface, they have to implement them by default. They cannot ignore a single thing. So in case I am just creating interface for vehicle, I am giving something that vehicle should have an engine capacity, some wheels, some front light, back light, horn, seat capacity, like that. And vehicle can be a four-wheeler, car, bus, truck, etc. So that whenever I will implement the interface in my car or my bus or truck, so I will never forget to implement anything, so that my product will not be disputed. So it can have 5 cars, sorry, 5 seat, 6 seat, 10 seat, 100 seat, like that. but it should be having a single seed at least, so that I need to implement all the unimplemented methods so that I will never forget the important key functionality. So similar way, I can have multiple interfaces, and when suppose say I am already having interface called vehicle where I can have the basic requirement so that I can implement in the class, so that right all the functionality or the all the unimplemented methods I need to implement in the class. Apart from that, say suppose say I having another interfaces called luxury four-wheeler car. So where I can have something called AC music system, which is luxurious, not the mandatory, but for that particular interface is mandatory. Then I can implement that particular car to both the interfaces. So what we need to do, whatever vehicle interface method is there, abstract method is there, I have to implement it. Apart from that luxury particular car related interfaces method, I need to implement it. Apart from that, in the like a derived class, you can have your own defined method as well. So that way you can create interface and implement the interface in the class, and then you can create an object or instance, and then you can use them. So what is the syntax? I need to use interface. Okay, so that is the keyword you need to use. Then I can give something name called say vehicle. So that is the interface I can create. Okay, then in the interfaces you cannot have any non-abstract methods, so everything should be abstract, but you need to define. So by default they will be public and abstract. So suppose I will be giving the return type and giving the method name, okay, without any body, right? So that is the engine is the method which will be common whenever you are creating any car, bus, truck. Then so I need to give the colon here. So definitely method cannot be duplicate. I will create the unique method here. So whatever is really required, say for now. So first one is engine method, then second one is wheels. It can any vehicle will be having some wheels, then seat, right? Then horn, say vehicle should be having horn, otherwise it will be disputed. Then front light. So that is the basic requirement. You can have n number of basic requirement, which should never ignore whenever you are creating a class with the help of the interface or implementing the interface to the class. Backlight like that. So that is the basic for creating any vehicle. Okay. Now let's try to create a class. So public class. So say car. I am creating a class called car. Then simply I can implement that interface which is vehicle. You could say automatically coming. Then here I can define my own method also, right? So say I want to define called camera, right? Back camera or reverse camera, right? Public void say back camera. So that is the thing I want to implement it whenever I want to create any car. So that is the reason I am having my own method where I can define something called Console.WriteLine. So good quality back camera should be there whenever you are developing a car or designing a car. So that is the additional method which is not available in the interface. Now you could see error message, there are 6 error message. Why 6 error message? Because you are implementing the vehicle interface into the car, and in the car vehicle interface there are 6 abstract methods. So you have to implement all 6 of them, right? So now if you press your cursor here, right, you could see there's option coming. Option coming is called implement interface. So all the method you could see is coming. 1 2 3 4 5 6. So now you have to implement all the method in the derived class here, you could see. So now I can remove that one, and I can have my own body based on the your expectation in that particular class. So backlight, so to good quality backlight, right? Then you can give say for the front light, to good quality front light. Okay, then here engine, so say engine, so for the car engine capacity must be maybe 1200 cc engine. You want to design a car. Okay, then what you can do for the other method, horn, right? You can give the good quality horn, one good quality horn. So based on your requirement, you can define the body of the method. Seat, so in case it's a car, it can have 5 total seat, right? 5 good quality seat. So in the front it will be 2 seat, and in the back it will be 3 seat, good quality seats. So that is the way. And then wheel, so it also should having 5 wheels, right? One including stepney. So I can mention 5 good quality wheels. Okay, so that is the way you can create an interface. So that what you need to use, interface keyword, you need to give the suitable interface name, and you need to define n number of methods which will be by default public and abstract. So you no need to define that word public and abstract, which will be by default public and abstract. Then you can create a class which you can implement the interface. The particular class can have their own method as well, but in case you want to implement an interface, so by default you have to implement all the unimplemented method in the class. Now what can you do, right? I already mentioned, right, for the interface you cannot create an object or instance. Let's try to create it. Vehicle equal to new vehicle, right? Immediately error message is thrown. If you try to execute it, it will throw the error message that, right, cannot create an instance of the abstract type or interface vehicle. So you cannot create an object or instance for the abstract method, sorry, abstract class or interface. But for the car I can create object or instance. So car, you can give car name instead of like Hyundai, right? Grand i10. So that is the car. Okay, now you already created the object. Now with the help of the object you can call all the method one by one, right? You can call the method called back camera, then you can call the method called engine, you can call the method called whatever is there in the class itself, or whatever you have implemented for the interfaces, front back camera, engine, front light, then dot backlight, then dot engine is already there, backlight, front light is there, horn, and then seat. So 1 2 3 4 5 6, but total 7 method was there. One is in the interface, 6 is in the interface, and one is the particular class level dot, another one thing is pending. So I will see what is the thing, wheels. So wheel, seat, horn, backlight, front light, engine are coming from the interfaces. These are the method we have created in the interfaces, which are public and right abstract in nature. But whenever you want to implement all the interfaces, you have to implement it. All the unimplemented method you have to give the body, and this is the method I have created specific to my class car class back camera. So now if you execute your code, you could able to access, right, all the method and their method signature or the method, right, body. So you could able to get the desired result now. So you could see first one is back camera, so it is coming like the output good quality back camera. Second one is engine, it is giving 12 cc engine capacity. Then front light, you could see two good quality front light. Then backlight method, two good quality backlight. Then horn, right, and then one good quality horn. Then seats, so 5 good quality seats. and then wheels, then 5 good quality wheels. So now the beauty of the interfaces means you can create n number of class and you can implement same interface in n number of times. Okay, so suppose instead of car you can create a bus. So but bus should having this all these methods mandatory. Bus should having some engine, wheel, seat, horn, front light, back light. You can create a truck, but truck also should be having that basic requirement. But it can vary, value can vary, output can vary, but it should have this method, otherwise it will be defective product. Okay, that is the way, right? So that is the reason we'll be creating an interface so that it can be used in n number of classes. Now multi-level, multiple inheritance is possible with the help of the inheritance, but not possible through class. So let's try to create one more inheritance, sorry, interface. Say I want to create a interface for the luxury class. Okay, so you can keep the I sign as well whenever you are creating the interface so that you people can easily understand. So I luxury personal car, that is the interface I want to create. Okay, where I can create couple of methods called, so for the luxury car it should having the AC, right? And for the luxury car it should having the music system. Okay, so this is the two methods should be there in the luxury car. Now what can I do? I can establish the multiple inheritance with the help of the interface. So what I can need to do? So first class and the interface, and here I can give comma sign and I can give the other interface name as well. So that is the way I can establish a multiple inheritance relationship with the help of the interface. Now you could see immediately error message is coming. So what is the error message? So there is a two method is there in the interfaces because I'm single class. I want to implement with the multiple interfaces, right? So I need to implement the method as well here. So you could see now this method AC is coming, which I can implement it, right? So say good quality AC, and music system method also there, right? This is also I can implement it, good quality music system. Now you can go to the main method and you can call these two method as well here with the help of the object whatever you created for the car class dot AC. Dot music system. Okay, now you could see there is no error message. So whatever you do, you need to do in case you are having multiple interfaces created and in the single class you can implement multiple interfaces, so you need to use the comma sign. But then what you need to do, you have to implement all the unimplemented interface for all the multiple interfaces. So that is the thing you need to do. Then you can create an object or instance for the derived class where multiple interfaces is implemented. Then you can access all the method from the interface as well as for the for a class specific method as well. Now if you execute it, these two method SC and music system will be called and relevant output will be displayed in the console, right? AC music system. Similarly, you can create, suppose in case you want to create a class called bus, so you can implement the vehicle, definitely all the thing will be read, right? And then you can create something called luxury bus, right? Luxury kind of commercial bus, that is the interface you can create it. Now whatever luxury thing you want to give it, right? Free passage, AC, music system, right? Kind of two-door capacity, right? So that people can leave the bus or take the bus from the two-door, right? Or two-door can open at the same time. Okay, that is the way you can create multiple interfaces, multiple class. So interfaces can be implemented in the multiple classes as well, same interfaces. Similarly, a same class can implement multiple interfaces at the same time. So multiple inheritance is possible with the help of the interface. So that's all from today's session. Thank you.